Yes, you're welcome back from that break, and of course it's the Frontline on New Frontiers Television. In the course of our discussion earlier, I mentioned that we want to talk about something about weight management today. Most time, a lot of people that are plus size will tell you that they want to shed weight, they want to fit firm, they want to do a lot of things just to ensure that they look snatch. Yes, and today we want to talk about mindful eating for weight management. You need to know that mindful eating is actually one of the ways that which we can control our weight, and that is why we have a dietitian in the studio today to talk about that. How can we be mindful in our eating habits, in our behavioral eating habits? And joining the conversation this morning is Victoria Oyekomi. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yes. Now let's start with the basis. What exactly is mindful eating? Because I know that I've heard about, traditional eating, I've heard about portion control. So how do we differentiate between mindful eating, traditional eating, and portion control?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. And I must applaud your intelligence, because when you talk about mindful eating, it's not something that people know about. We've heard of keto diets, you've heard of paleo diet, you've heard of Mediterranean diet, but mindful diet,
yes,
to quote, is not something that is usually well spoken of, and that's why I say I applaud your intelligence for bringing out this type of topic.
Thank you.
So now to go into what mindful eating is. Before I tell you the definition, I'm sure we are all aware of this Bible passage, Joshua 1:8, this book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, for you shall meditate on it day and night, and then you are careful to do what it says. Only then will you have good success, your ways will be prosperous. Now, the word of God, we call it spiritual food. And when it comes to spiritual food, the Bible admonishes us to meditate on it. And how do we meditate? We find a very quiet place, away from all noise and distractions, and then sit in a very comfortable position, or lie down, however you want to do it, but you have to be comfortable. Then you begin to meditate on the word, think about the word slowly, thinking about each word. What is this word telling me? And then you also remove every form of internal noise too. Maybe negative thoughts that is coming to your head, or it could even be positive thoughts. You remove it. You're trying to eliminate all these from your thoughts in order for you to concentrate, to put full attention into that word of God that you're trying to meditate on. Now bring that concept to physical food, the food that we eat physically. How do we eat? And that's why the mindful eating concept now comes in. Eating with your full attention, removing every form of distraction. No noise, external noise, internal noise. And in this our world, our generation, we find ourselves, everybody is in a hurry. We are busy running helter-skelter. We have schedules for different kind of things. So to eat, we don't even find time to eat. So now that mindful eating is now eradicating every form of distraction, focusing on that food. This is what I want to eat. How do I eat this food? Okay, what are the step by step? Is this by rushing your meal, or taking time so that your body will be ready to collect or to absorb that food? And this is the reason for mindful eating, is because if you rush your meal, the body gives us signals, sends signals to us, signal that you are hungry or signal that you are full. If we are rushing, busy with different kind of things that will not pay attention to our food, we are going to miss these signals. And when we miss the signal, we will now begin to eat mindlessly, not thinking about the food. And in the end, we will tend to overeat, or even the body will not even make good use of the food or the nutrients in the food, because you have missed the signal pattern. And when you miss the signal pattern, you will not eat in accordance to what the body wants.
Wow. So, that is actually deep, like yes. Mindful eating. I never knew it was this deep, like yes, you eliminating any form of distraction. So mindful eating has to do with you concentrating on the food, not that you are eating and you are typing on your phone. Exactly. You are eating and you are doing one thing on the television. No, wow. So most times everybody is actually guilty of not eating mindfully. So what exactly is now traditional eating? Okay,
so when you talk about traditional eating, it's just cultural eating. Okay. The food that is known to a specific culture, or the way of life specific culture eats. And then, for instance, you can say Nigerian diets. This is how they eat in a particular a particular tribe. That's their traditional food. Any pattern of eating that is passed on from generation to generation is just traditional diet. The reason why it's usually spoken of is because most of the time it's a natural way of eating. When it comes to tradition, tradition, you're not talking of fast food or processed food. You're talking of food that is within the locality, within that environment. And so with that, it could be a form of healthy eating too.
Healthy eating, wow. Yeah. And portion control?
So to talk about portion control, it's just, this is usually done maybe when you're trying to lose weight, or not just even lose weight. If you have issues with blood sugar, they tell you to control your portion sizes, especially foods that are high in carbs. So it's just reducing the calorie or the quantity of the food in order to, especially maybe your body has stored more fat or excess fats. You want to control the portion of your food in order to just lose weight or to even control how glucose spikes in your blood. So that's basically it.
Portion control. Well, you've already talked about, the principles, core principles of mindful eating, that you have to eliminate distraction. You just have to be intentional. You have to concentrate on the food that you are eating. Now, let's talk about how mindful eating, how does it help people recognize, true hunger and what we call emotional eating?
Okay, thank you. Just as we've said, if you are eating mindfully, you focus on your food and everything like that, you're beginning to train your body or train yourself to connect your mind to your body. I said earlier that the body sends us cues every time, sending us signal that, okay, this is what I want at this moment. It's time to sleep, it's time to rest. The body sends us cues. So same thing with food. The body sends a message that it is time to eat. But because we are distracted, we are busy, we do not catch that signal. And once we do not catch that signal, and we eat before, or we eat maybe before the signal, the body sends signal, or we eat after the body sends signal, then we overeat. We either overeat or we undereat. And so when you overeat or undereat, you are not eating according to what your body desires. And if that happens, it can lead to either excess weight or even underweight. So that is why it is important to listen to your body cues, tell you when it is hungry. And now, if you listen to your body cues, then you'll be able to understand that emotional eating, you'll be able to know when you are eating emotionally. When you talk about emotional eating, emotions, you talk about your anger, maybe anger, or maybe
you are down,
you are sad. It could even be you are too happy, you are excited, and because of that, you rush to go and eat your food. So that is, and what happens is that with emotional eating, our body is controlled by hormones too. Signals are being sent by hormones. So when you are down or something, there's what we call cortisols, which is the stress hormone, and that cortisol gets elevated. And once there's elevation in cortisols, you feel hungry.
Wow.
You now start craving for sugary food, all those fatty food. That's what you'll be craving. You will not crave for healthy food though. It's those fatty food, sugary food you'll be craving for. And so with that, you will not tend to eat it. So if you are eating mindfully now, you'll be able to, understand your body cues. So you will know that this signal or this hunger that you are feeling is not physical hunger, but it is emotional hunger that you are feeling. And with that, you'll be able to control it. You know, okay, no, I cannot eat this. And even if you want to eat it, now this is it. If you want to listen to your emotional hunger, that, okay, because of the emotions you want to eat, and you bring mindful eating into that emotional eating, you can still control what you will eat. So that even that emotional hunger or eating will not now lead to another damage in the body. And how do you do this? Fine, you are craving sugar. And we usually advise that if you're craving something, don't ignore your cravings or try to fight it. Because if you do, maybe at first you fight it, and you're successful, eventually your body will disagree. That today, this is what I want, and I must get it. And when that happens, you will now overeat. All the temptation you have been avoiding all this while, you will that same day you are going to consume everything. And so that is why we say, okay, if you're craving something, do not fight it. But if you eat mindfully that thing, you'll be able to control the quantity you will eat. And how do you do that? Oh, fine, you are craving snacks or soft drinks or anything. Now that cravings, eat it mindfully. So by the time, and how do you eat mindfully? Like I said, when you put it, you know, mindfully eating, the reason why it's not popular is because we are talking of not eating your meals, and we are talking of spending minimum of 20 to 30 minutes eating that food. Imagine you have a plate of rice. In how many minutes do we even take to eat? Less than 5 minutes, we are done with the food. And we are telling you that the body actually needs you to spend 20 to 30 minutes on that food. So when you want to, and imagine now eating a plate of rice. How do you eat that plate of rice for 20 minutes or 30 minutes? So you take your time, put one spoon, chew that food slowly. And then you are concentrating on the texture of the food. How does this food taste? What are the different flavors you can feel? Sweet, salty, bitter, sour. You begin to think over that food. That's why I say meditating on it. Thinking over that food. Okay, this food has so too much salt. Less sugar. Now this is it. If you are eating mindfully and you're able to tell the flavor in that food, your body picks it up. So that if, for instance, this food is salty, you're eating mindfully, this food is salty, or you're thinking of that food and everything like that, your body will, you know, your body signal cues will now tell you that, okay, you have had enough. Stop. It's not until you finish that plate, even if it's a small portion, you have had enough. Stop, because the body will begin to get satisfied with whatever nutrients that you are giving onto it. Like, stop this food now. So with your cravings too. So now going back to the cravings and emotional eating. So if you are now craving snacks or something sugary, and you are eating that snacks, imagine one bite, eating like one bite for like 1 minute, 30 seconds, eating one bite of snacks. By the time you eat half, you're already tired of the snack. You're already tired. So you will not even consume the others. And that is what mindful eating does. It helps you to control your eating, helps you to control the portion size, helps you to control everything for your health.
Wow, you know, mindful eating, it's something that we should really take into cognizance. No wonder, you know, there's this particular amount of time designated for, you know, our lunch break, like 1 hour. They want us to be mindful of our eating, but it's so unfortunate that most times, let me tell you, we are almost all of us are actually guilty of mindful eating. So like our dietitian is telling us this morning, that we need to be mindful in our eating. Let us just avoid every form of distraction so that we'll be able to control ourselves. Now, do we have misconceptions about mindful eating?
Okay, I'll start from where you stopped.
Okay.
Having lunch time.
Okay.
Because timing, you know, when you talk about mindless eating, you're talking about eating mindlessly, and there are some characteristics of mindless eaters.
Okay.
So when you talk about timing, you know, most of us, we call it habitual eating. Habit, by 7 a.m. I must eat breakfast. 1 p.m. I must eat lunch. 7 p.m. I must eat dinner. But what if your body is saying, I'm not hungry at this time? And you, because you say timing, you know, I must follow my timing for lunch, and you go and eat that food. So misconception is that now your body is telling you that I'm not ready to eat. I don't need food now. But you go and eat. With that, you have disrupted the pattern of the body. Because the body is not yet hungry. Now you are feeding it. So the satisfaction cue, you will not get it. Because and then you eventually tend to overeat. So with that, that is why it is very important to study the act of mindful eating, because it's for everybody. Everybody needs to eat mindfully for overall health, because you are eating according to what your body wants. But if you start eating according to timing, that this is it, and your body is saying something entirely. But if you now eat mindfully, your body, the timing, and everything will align. So your body will align to the normal time for you to eat or not to eat, and everything like that.
Now let us go to the other part of our topic that has to do with, you know, weight management. Okay. Now, why is mindfulness or mindful eating, why is it important in managing weight, you know, for long term?
Okay. Thank you, especially for that long term, because the world is full of so many different dieting patterns, and eventually, they have, everything goes back to once you lose your weight for this particular time, because we are always in a hurry. We want to quickly lose weight. Imagine you want to lose 10 kg in 1 month. It's very unrealistic. And this is what happens. You might eventually lose it, fine, you might lose it, but afterwards, you go back, because you have restricted your body, you have done a lot of things, eventually the body will break down. And all those restrictions, you will start yielding to temptation. and everything like that. So with mindful eating now, managing your weight, like I said, mindful eating, you'll be able to listen to your body cues. The body will tell you when it is hungry and tell you when it is satisfied. And so when the body tells you when it is hungry, then you know it's time to eat. And now this is how you know your satisfaction cue. Because the body sends you cue that it is satisfied. Not until your stomach is full and bloated. That is not when you are, that is not it. But the body tells you once you are eat, like I said, when you talk about mindful eating and you feel the food texture and everything, you are not only just feeling the food in your mouth, you're feeling how the food is going down into your stomach. So when the food gets into the stomach, by the time you eat few bites and you are listening, you are paying attention. That's why I say meditation, you are paying attention to how that food is entering your body. You'll be able to pick the signal that the body is saying that it is satisfied. So when you pick that signal, you know it is time to stop eating. So for people that are overweight, now the body is sending you a signal. And you are able to connect your signal with your mind with your signal. So when you're eating a particular portion of food, the body tells you, I've had enough nutrients. Stop. Okay.
No, I'm saying that yes, the body will ask you to stop.
Yeah, exactly. The body will tell you to stop. I've had enough nutrients. I've had enough food. Then you stop eating. So with that, if you are paying attention to how your body is controlling you, it's time to stop eating. It will help you to not overeat, feed your body unnecessarily, and you'll be able to pay attention to when your stomach stretches a little. So when you are eating now and your stomach stretches a little, then that is what the body is trying to tell you, that I'm satisfied. But we will now keep eating and eating till you now unbuckle your belt. We will buckle our belt. We want to change position. Sure. In fact, some people will even start having heartburn, different kind of things. It shows you have overeaten and you are not paying attention. So for people that are trying to lose weight, once you notice that my stomach is extended a little, then you stop eating. And with that, in fact, you don't even have to bother about maybe portion control or calorie restriction or anything like that. Just aim for balanced diet. When you aim for balanced diet, you give the body the nutrients it needs. It will help you to be able to make decisions for you to not to overeat and then start building up excess fats.
Now, as a consultant, yes. So what are the common challenges that people may face when trying to eat mindfully, and how do you help them overcome these challenges?
Okay, thank you so much. Eating mindfully is not something that is usually talked about. Even in the field of dietetics, we really don't even talk about it. Yes, it's not something that is common. Like I said earlier, that I applaud your intelligence. It's not something that is actually common. Now, to bring it back to, okay, somebody is coming to meet you, they want to lose weight, and you're trying to encourage them to eat mindfully. First thing, start small. Achieve, like your goal for that mindful eating must be smart. Start small. If it's by starting one meal, start with one meal. Okay. Eat mindfully, that one meal in a day. You want to eat it mindfully in order to just train yourself gradually. Just like meditation, before you start developing that principle for meditation, you start small, maybe 5 minutes in a day. From 5 minutes in a day, if you do that one for like 5 days, you can increase it to 10 days. So you just start small. Nobody is in a hurry. Start small, then from there, you begin to train yourself. Then another thing or tricks to mindful eating that we encourage is that instead of using your regular hand to eat, maybe it's your right hand that is a regular hand that you want to use it to eat, use your left hand. Okay. By the time you use your left hand to eat, then don't use your regular cutlery too. For instance, we all used to spoon. You want to use spoon to eat, use fork. Okay. Use fork or even something smaller, a smaller cutlery. You can use your teaspoon. By the time you do that, you're already training yourself small to eat slowly. So imagine using your left hand, that hand that you're not used to using it to eat, or using fork to eat. Imagine doing all those things. By the time you start doing that, you start learning the act of mindful eating, eating slowly. Then you're not eating and then eating, as you're putting it, swallowing the food, you're taking another spoon. You calm down. When you eat, calm down. In fact, we used to take like 2 or 3 breaths. Wow. So that's not easy. It's not easy. So you calm down. You eat it, calm down. Because if you don't eat for like 20-30 minutes, the brain starts getting signal from the hormones after 20 minutes into that eating. Like until you have eaten for like 20 minutes, that's when the brain will receive signal that, okay, well, it's time to be satisfied, to tell you that satisfactory eating. So that is why normally the body is built to eat for 20 to 30 minutes. So when you start learning the act, it's gradual. It's not easy. It's gradual. So You'll be able to do as it says.
You know, as you were talking, I was just trying to picture, you know, mindful eating, you know, taking 2 or 3 breaths before you pick another spoon, you know, especially your left hand. Well, you mentioned it's a gradual process.
Yes, it's a gradual
now,
process.
let's talk about, you know, people that are in the modern, you know, modern lifestyle, that practice modern lifestyle, or they live in the modern lifestyle city. Let's take Lagos as example, where we know that Lagos is usually, you know, a busy city. You know, you wake up, you get home late, you wake up early, you eat on the road. So how do you, or how will you advise people that live, especially in those kind of city, you know, to practice mindful eating?
Okay, thank you. If the use of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Once you know that food is either going to make you healthy or less healthy, food is either going to save your life or maybe shorten it. So you will know that food should be given part of your schedule.
Okay.
So in your busy world, you should know food is also part of it. If you are not healthy, all this running helter-skelter, one day you will just break down and you not even have the strength to run helter-skelter. So what we are telling you that this is what can keep you from living that life that you want to live. This is what can sustain that life. So now pay attention to this food. So if you are busy, you are not going to be busy 24/7.
Okay.
And you already set out time for eating. Okay, you want to have your breakfast. And the problem is that, fine, most people that work in this Lagos or busy life, they tend to skip meal.
Yes,
Which is also a way of mindlessly eating. Meal skipping is a mindless eating pattern when you skip your meal. Now you tend to skip meal, and in the end, when you skip meal and you undereat, you begin to get some malnourishment in your body, and that can lead to a lot of issues or complications. So you need to know that food is a life-saving technique, or you need food to survive. So when you know that, give all your attention to it. When it's time to give the time, set out that time for eating, set it apart. When you set out that time apart for the numbers of time you want to eat throughout the day, you set it apart, you'll be able to know that this time is for food, nothing else, and give it for food. Don't press your news, press your phone or watch television at that time, or do any other thing at that time. Give it time, because you know that this thing is going to preserve my life. This is the medicine to my soul. So when you know that, you'll be able to know that there's no sacrifice too big to live for your food that you want to eat. So you take that time.
Now, for those people that actually want to lose weight, you know, weight management, and you mentioned earlier that we need to introduce mindful eating, you know, smartly, you know, if it is just once during the 3 meals. Now, and they realize that despite the fact that they are, you know, they are following the mindful eating pattern, they are not losing weight. So what do you tell them, you know, when they complain to you, like as a consultant, that I'm not losing weight, all I want is to lose weight between, you know, a month, but this mindful eating is still not helping me?
You will not lose weight in a month with mindful eating. Because you are trying to cultivate a lifestyle, something that will last for long. So to get something that will last for long, you cannot see the results immediately. It will take time. So that's why everybody needs to be patient. If you want this thing to last, you have to be patient. So with mindful eating, it will take gradually, so you have to be patient. So that's why we encourage our clients, if you want this thing to last, okay, all the other dieting food that we have around that everybody has tried, you see that before somebody eventually comes to a dietitian, they will tell you, I've tried this, it did not work, I've tried that, it did not work, I'm tired. Why is it not working? Because we want fast results. And in the process of looking for fast results, you do things that will not last, that is inconsistent. Imagine keto diet, restricting carbohydrates, and not eating carbohydrates for long. How long do you think your body will cope with that? So eventually you will break down. So that's why we say, if you want something that will last, it's a lifestyle. It's supposed to be everybody's lifestyle, everybody's way of eating. It's not about weight alone, about overall well-being. So it's a lifestyle, and this is what you want to do for long. So you will take your time. So nothing is being rushed. That weight, you might not lose weight easily, but by the time you start losing that weight, it should be consistent. There will be no fear that I'm going to gain back this weight. The fear would have been eliminated, because now you have mastered something that works well for your body. Once you have mastered the technique, then you leave the rest for your body. Your body will take charge of the rest. So there's nothing to fear. They are not afraid of bouncing back to your previous old pattern. You're not afraid. All those things have been dealt with by the body.
Now, is mindful eating, or let me put it this way, mindful eating, can it work with all other, weight management, should I say techniques, or, things like exercise, portion control? Does it work together?
Of course, of course.
So how does it?
Okay, so now, like I said, mindful eating is supposed to be a lifestyle for everybody. It doesn't mean it's not only about people that are trying to lose weight. Because, fine, even you that you are not yet overweight, if you eat mindlessly, eventually you can become overweight. So that is why it's important for everybody to eat mindfully, so that you don't end up becoming overweight. Now, using mindful eating for any other thing, any other dieting, right?
Yes, like other techniques like exercise, portion control, can it go along with?
Of course, it's that this life we are in is not about food alone. Food alone will not solve all your problem, all your health issues. Food alone will not solve it. So you need physical activity and food. The two work hand in hand. You cannot separate one for the other. So with eating, physical activity, because there's nothing about exercise too. Exercise also helps your body to be able to recognize signals, that helps you to be able to recognize signal that your body is sending to your mind. The body and the mind works together. So with exercise, you're able to pay more attention to what your body is sending you, to those signals, those cues that your body is sending you. Exercising them makes that you are now paying attention to your body. And so when you do that, alongside with your mindful eating, you are going to be in sound health, perfect health that you want for yourself. So it works hand in hand.
And lastly, before we go, how do we measure success in mindful eating, beyond the number on the scale? How do we say that, yes, I've actually fulfilled this goal, I've actually met this goal? So how do we measure success?
Okay, to measure success now is, we already said, no rushing with your food. So by the time you're eating quietly, you're able to master the act of not getting distracted, not pressing your phone or watching television. That's one step towards success. Like all your time, you're focused on the food. There are negative thoughts. Those negative thoughts, there's something about negative thoughts, especially with those that want to lose weight and mindful eating. They begin to say negative things that, my body, I don't like my body, this and that, this and that. When you practice mindful eating, you'll be able to eradicate all those negative thoughts that now I'm now doing something that will help my body. So when you are able to deal with those negative thoughts about your body, you know that you're already becoming successful in mindful eating. Another thing is now the amount of time you spend on that food. How many minutes are you using to eat that food? If you are still eating in 5 minutes or even less than 10 minutes, then you should know that, okay, you are still a little bit away from eating mindfully. So when you eat that food to certain number of time, 20 minutes, then you know that, okay, you are eating mindfully. Also, with your body weight now, if you now begin to see signs that, okay, you are losing weight gradually. So that's why we don't even advise people to check their weights consistently.
Okay.
You can just check it once in a month. If you discover that, okay, there's now changes in your weight loss, gradually, you are not gaining weight as somebody that is overweight before. You discover that you're no longer gaining weight. Even though your weight might stay the same for some time, it might be fluctuating a little, but you know that you're no longer gaining excessive weights within the time frame. Then you know that, okay, your body is, you are now eating mindfully, and then you begin to lose that weight gradually. Then that will be a successful mindful eater.
Wow, thank you very much, Victoria Oyekomi. Thank you for taking us through the process of mindful eating. I've actually learned a lot. If you haven't learned anything this morning or today in the course of our conversation, know that mindful eating is actually a lifestyle that everybody needs to cultivate. Mindful eating is not about for those people that want to lose weight alone. It is something that's we should actually crave for if we want to stay healthy. And also, we should know that when we are eating mindfully, then we're able to focus on our body cues. Like our dietitian mentioned that when you are eating mindfully, there is no way your body will just send those signals to you that it's enough. I'm no longer hungry, or I'm hungry, I want you to eat. And when you are full, your body will tell you that, yes, it's enough. It does not mean that you just have to finish the whole food or the whole portion that you've actually served yourself. Thank you so much for this thoughtful explanation. And that's much we'll be taking on our interview segment for today. Don't forget, mindful eating is actually a lifestyle. Let us take a break, and when we return, we'll be looking at our sport update with Adebola Adeleke. Do stay with us.